my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I, and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So guys, in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be discussing what the good news is for you. So in order to help you reveal what good news is coming towards you and your life, I have prepared 4 groups that you can choose from. But before I get into the 4 groups, I would just like to thank each and every one of you for the overwhelming amount of support and also for all of your kind words when it came to the launch of my very own tarot deck. And in case you missed out on the launch, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Vanessa and I, and make sure that you check out the link in the description box that brings you straight to my very own tarot deck. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that we sold out of the deck completely just 8 hours after launch. I do have pre-orders available for more of my Gentle Heart tarot deck that will be arriving around March 5th. However, much of those decks that are arriving on March 5th are already spoken for. So if you want to secure your very own copy of my deck, as well as box and guidebook, make sure that you place your pre-order now because we're selling out of the pre-orders pretty quickly as well. And lastly, for all of you who are new and have been asking me about my crystal jewelry, I will leave the link to that down below as well. You can find my crystal jewelry in my online store, where I'm also taking pre-orders for my Gentle Heart tarot deck. So thank you all so much for all of your support and for selling out the deck in 8 hours. The Unicorn fam is really on a whole nother level. But let's get back to the readings, shall we? So today's 4 groups that I have prepared for you are as follows. Group number 1 represents the Vanadinite. Group number 2 represents the Diopside. Group number 3 represents the Kyanite. And group number 4 represents the Orchid Calcite. And as usual, the timestamps for all 4 groups can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section. So how this works is that you pick whichever stone that you feel resonates with you, then you click your timestamp, and you will be fast forwarded to the relevant part of the video. My channel's goal is to help you alongside your journey of healing and, of course, to support you feel better about yourself and the decisions that you make in your life. So if you feel as though this is something that really resonates with you, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. It's completely free, it's easy, and that way you will never miss another reading that's relevant to your life. Because if each and every one of you leaves this video feeling better than when you came to this video, then my job is already done. But anyways, you guys, I don't want to spend too much time within the intro. I would rather figure out more about the good news that is coming towards each individual group. So I will be starting off with the Vanadinite, and to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Vanadinite, group number 1, which is such a beautiful gemstone. It's really sparkly. I love its intense red and orange hues. And this is a truly revitalizing and re-energizing crystal. Amazing choice. So let's move into your reading to figure out what the good news is for you, shall we? So we have money as well as choices. Now, group number 1, one thing that just sticks out right off the bat is, of course, money, okay? Finding a way to abundance and just overall being in a place of financial security. So that's the good news that I see coming towards you. And I do also see here in choices that will allow you to make better, healthier choices. Just think about it. Having more financial freedom means that you will be able to make healthier choices when it comes to living, where you live, making sure that you're not living in such a polluted area. Or for example, purchasing food that is healthier, because often healthy options can be a little bit more pricey, but the fact that you're finding a way to abundance and that being a part of your good news, group number 1, means that you will be able to make better choices. Because I do think a lot of people underestimate how often our choices are connected to our financial means, because I definitely feel like a lot of us would want to make better choices, but it's just not always financially possible. However, I definitely see this shifting and a readjustment happening for you, group number 1. Next, we have the horse. So in the horse, I can see that this is going to be a pretty quick journey from being in a place where maybe making the healthiest choices isn't always an option to all of a sudden having more financial abundance. Okay, so in the horse, I definitely see that it's going to happen almost from one moment to the next. So think of like winning the lottery. So maybe you're not going to win the lottery, but you know what I mean with it happening in an instant and from one moment to the next. Then we have the handshake. So let's zoom in on this card. There we go. So I can see here that your route to financial abundance and to then being able to make healthier choices has to do with a complete stranger. So somebody who isn't in your life yet and some sort of meeting with them. So I definitely see that a complete stranger is going to play a big role in your life changing and in you finding more financial abundance. Let's see what else is part of your great news group number 1. We have the bow. So I can see that this person is going to think of you highly. I can see that this person is going to feel like you're trustworthy, and that's most likely why they are also in this place where they trust you with more money and where they're going to help you get to a place of more financial freedom and abundance. Then we have the fly. So the fly stands for a period of ill health or depression. So group number 1, I do want you to also know that a part of why you're coming into this financial abundance very quickly, this place of more ease financially and materially, may be because this person is going through a period of ill health. This person that you don't know, okay, they are a stranger, so don't be afraid that it's a family member who's going towards the end of their life in the earthly realms. I see that this is a complete stranger. They think very highly of you. They want to give you the opportunity to be in a space of more financial freedom, and they know that maybe they don't have that much time left. They understand that they're going towards a place where it's time for them to step down and give somebody else responsibility, and they think that you are a great candidate to take over their seat. So that either being somebody who is willing to sell you a business or a company, or someone who is wanting to promote you because they feel as though you're trustworthy and you will be able to get the job done in an appropriate manner. So they think highly of you in that regard. Next, we have the Ace of Swords, but the Ace of Swords did show up reversed. So I do see here in the Ace of Swords that this is going to be a lot of new responsibility on your shoulder, group number 1. But the good news is the fact that this abundance is something that you are prepared for. This is something that will allow you to make awesome choices, and I can see within your reading that you are ready for it. I can see here in the handshake that you're more than ready to take on a new role and be able to make new choices in your life. Next up, we have the Three of Swords reversed. So the Three of Swords upright is definitely more of a photo of a little bit of despair. However, reversed, I can see here that at an earlier point in your life, this may have scared you, group number 1. This may have been way too much to handle, way too much to digest, way too much responsibility to take in. But I can see that through personal growth, through just overall working on yourself, your capabilities, and your self-confidence, you've come to a place where you're no longer so worried, and you also don't take things personally. So when you come into this cash influx, when you come into this place of being, how should I say, rich in the material realm, in the earthly realm, you are never going to forget where you came from and where you started. Next, we have the Four of Swords upright. So in the Four of Swords upright, I can see a little bit of guilt. So this may be because you are worried of leaving family members behind, or you're worried of what they may think of you now that you have this completely new lifestyle that's coming towards you in form of this amazing good news, group number 1. So in the Four of Swords, I can see that this is definitely something that you're thinking about. This is definitely something that you're mulling over, and that is taking up a lot of space within your head, a lot of space for you mentally. Let's see what else is coming towards you. We have the Peacock. So I can see here in the Peacock that some people who are very prideful may feel as though they are threatened by all of this good news and success in your life. And because you're just not like that, okay, because you're the type of person who likes to celebrate other people's successes, you can't really relate. That's why it's very important for you to make sure that you don't feel bad about your success, and that you don't start to feel as though you have to share more of your success than you're truly comfortable with. I can see here in the Tank card that it's all about celebration, fun, and enjoyment. This is good, amazing news that's coming towards you, group number 1. Why are you second guessing whether you deserve it? Why do you feel as though, oh, I'm not sure? Why are you so cautious about this good news? This is good news that the universe wants you to receive with open arms, and that the universe wants you to 100% embrace, rather than doubt whether this is really something that you should be receiving, whether this is really something that you deserve. So allow yourself to celebrate, to have fun, to enjoy. This is amazing news that's coming towards you. The only person who can mess this up is you, group number 1. So make sure you're not doing that. Then we have the 8 of coins. So in the 8 of coins, I can see that this has been a long time in the making. Okay, you've been working hard on your skills. You've been working hard on getting to the point of more freedom financially as well as materially. So it is about time. Stop second guessing whether you deserve it or not. Instead, write a list of all of the work that you've put in, maybe even for how long you've put in all this work, just to remind yourself and to have it as a reminder to pull out every time you feel self-conscious or every time you ask yourself whether you truly deserve all of this abundance. Next, we have the Queen of Chalices. So in the Queen of Chalices, I can definitely see here that this is a very touching moment that's coming towards you. Your good news is a moment that is going to make you feel like sharing. This is a moment that is going to make you feel like, wow, now I can finally give back to those who were loyal for a very long time. And this is definitely something that I want you to share, all of your earthly abundance as well as success. Just make sure that you're comfortable with it and that you're 100% sure that the people who you're sharing this abundance and success with are people who are with you through the tough times, the rough times, and we're always there to uplift you. If you feel any sort of doubt, it's better to just kind of step away for a moment, allow your emotions to calm down before you make any hasty decisions or promise anyone any favors, be it financially or be it favors that are very binding of your time, just to make sure that you're 100% happy with that decision. You wouldn't want to get yourself in an uncomfortable spot, group number 1. So this is the reading that I received for you about the good news that's coming towards you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little peacock emoji down below in the comment section if you made it to the end of your reading, to let me and others know that you're definitely going to be aware of someone who is very prideful, and you're going to remain humble in midst of all of this abundance coming towards you. So group number 1, and know that I'm thinking of you and sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in another one of my readings. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Diopside, group number 2, which is such a beautiful gem. Let's do a quick close-up. This is what it looks like. This is a very grounding stone. This is a stone that helps you connect with your deepest, purest self. Amazing choice, group number 2. So let's move into your reading to figure out what the good news is for you. So first we have cheer up, as well as the 7 heavenly virtues. Now group number 2, I can definitely see here in cheer up that an increase in emotional stability as well as happiness is part of the good news that's coming towards you. So if you've been grieving a relationship, if you've been grieving a person or an animal, know that coming back to a place of being happy is going to happen sooner rather than later. Time heals all, especially if you have been through rough times with breakups with other people. This is something that you most likely really needed to hear. I can see in the 7 heavenly virtues, group number 2, the part of the good news that's coming for you is that you will be receiving keys to goodness. Now let's figure out what these keys are. I do have some charms that I laid out just in case I felt like I needed them. So let's figure more out. Okay, so we have a fork, we have a scissor, as well as some wings over here. So I want you to know here in the scissor that landed on cheer up that it's all about cutting through and freeing yourself from any type of emotional restraints as well as restrictions. So cutting ties with any type of toxic relationship or toxic thought pattern that you have, especially if you feel like there's still still a lot of hurt that is present from somebody who you've been through a breakup with. I can see here in the fork, when it comes to the 7 heavenly virtues, that one of the important keys to your goodness is definitely to make sure that what you're putting into your body is appropriate for healing. So what kind of foods are you consuming? What are you putting in your body? Make sure that you're taking good care of the nutrients that go in. I can see here in the wings that it's all about you being able to lift yourself back up and fly. So I can definitely see in these 7 heavenly virtues and the keys to goodness that a big part for you is nutrition, paying more attention to that. That is going to unlock a lot more for you than you ever expected, and it's going to help you focus on yourself more, because one thing that often can kind of make progress of cheering up go a lot slower than we would like to is when we're constantly thinking about what happened. We are constantly thinking about other people or what they're thinking, what they're going through, rather than being entangled in our own lives. I can see here in the pineapple that for you, reconciliation is really important. So reconciling any differences, and that is one thing that I can see that you have to do for yourself. Because, for example, if you go through a breakup, or if for whatever reason you're unable to cheer yourself up and begin to live in the moment again because the other person who is involved in this situation is either unavailable emotionally, spiritually, or physically, you have to find a way to reconcile, even if it's by yourself, group number 2. So be kind enough to yourself to not feel like reconciliation with any type of spiritual or emotional trauma is conditional. You can unconditionally love and reconcile with yourself. You don't need another person's approval. Next up, we have the shield. Now, group number 2, in the shield, I can definitely see that it's all about protecting yourself. That is so important, group number 2. And learning how to embrace protecting yourself is another thing that's going to help you find that freedom again that we have right here in the wing charm. So the more you're able to protect yourself, not just from hurt by other people, but also protect yourself in the sense of not overthinking negative thoughts, the more you will be able to unlock your path to goodness again, to cheer yourself up and to go from a place of feeling maybe a little down or depressed to feeling elated. Next, we have the turkey. So I can see here that someone is behaving in a really dumb way. Okay, someone is behaving stupidly. That is one thing that the turkey stands for. So this could be someone being really stubborn, who is close to you, who has caused a lot of emotional pain, anxiety, and trauma. And I can see here in the turkey that it's very clear to anyone that they're behaving stupidly, but maybe to you, you kind of feel obligated to give them more chances than they maybe really deserve or really should have. So remind yourself that yes, even close family members, even your parents, your grandparents, someone who you used to call your best friend or your partner can behave in a stupid or even abusive way, and you don't have to make excuses for them just because society says, oh, you got to be best friends with your parents, or for example, you have to forgive a partner, or if you are in a relationship where you have a child with somebody. Those are all things, pressures that society put on us, but we also need to remember, like, there are often very abusive situations that are present in family dynamics, and society kind of makes people who are the victims in those situations feel uncomfortable to cut off contact because you're supposed to be in contact with this person. You're supposed to be in contact with your parents or an ex-partner or an ex-friend. Like, just get over it. No, you don't have to get over it. If they continue to act in a way that is malicious, that is hurting you, it is about self-preservation. It's not about being stubborn or not wanting to reconcile. It's about preserving your own peace and sanity. I can see here in the owl that this is really great advice from a wise person that's coming towards you. That is the good news, because sometimes you just need to hear it from another human being. It could be, for example, just needing to be in this reading, in this moment right now, watching this video, group number 2, and getting this advice that empowers you to not be the victim anymore, to remove yourself from being hurt and from allowing abuse to take place. So I do see here in the owl that the great news is that you just need the right words from the right person in order to empower yourself to not allow anyone to treat you disrespectfully any longer. Next, we have the well. So in the well, I can see here that a lot of wishes that you want or that you have been looking to are going to come true. So these are wishes that have to do with the well-being of your family, of the people who you share emotional space with. So family as in feeling like it's no longer awkward, feeling like there's no longer any type of resentment that's present. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a big resolution. Sometimes that also means going no contact with people and understanding when it's best and healthiest for everybody involved to just step away. I can see here in the Nine of Cups that part of the great news coming towards you is definitely emotional fulfillment and happiness, feeling as though you've made the right choices. And that is one of the most rewarding things, far more rewarding even than financial gains very often, when you feel like you have a clean slate, when you feel like you're at peace with yourself and you made the right choices despite what anybody says, and nobody can tell you otherwise because you're happy with yourself. Next, we have the Knight of Crystals reversed. So group number 2, I can see here in the Knight of Crystals reversed that the good news that's coming towards you is that there is a trustworthy business partner that is moving into your life. So somebody who you can start a business opportunity with or collaborate with. But I do see here in the Knight of Crystals that while they are trustworthy because it showed up reversed, at the same time, it is also important for you to make sure that they don't get too confident and cocky. I can see here in the Knight of Crystals that this person who is coming with a great opportunity for you to find more financial freedom is someone who has been beat down a little bit, who has been through a rough time financially. So now they're kind of starting from zero. So it's important for you to definitely trust them and give them confidence, but at the same time, don't let them get cocky. I can see here in the Three of Cups reverse that it's all about having fun, but at the same time, knowing when to be stern in your business. I can see that an amazing piece of information, some great news that's coming towards you, is that there's a lot of fun to be had in your career and professional life, and it's all about finding that balance between fun and at the same time sometimes also being serious and just focusing 100% on a big project that's at hand. So I personally love to call the Three of Cups the fun or party card. So fun and parties, that's a part of what's next. That's a part of the amazing news in your life, group number 2. But you're doing so in a very skillful and tasteful way while still remaining diplomatic and not compromising your professionalism. Last but not least, we have the Emperor. So I definitely see you being in total control of your situation, group number 2. And that is some great news coming, especially if you're a little bit of a control freak or it's a little bit hard for you to trust other people fully and wholly. I can see here in the Emperor that having control and being able to make plans for the future regardless of what somebody else thinks or feels, says or does, this is something that is giving you a great sense of empowerment, and this is really some great news that's coming towards you, group number 2. So enjoy the fact that it's all up to you. All the decisions are in your hands. Despite what you may think or feel, you are more powerful than you most likely believe that you are, group number 2. So this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little owl emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of this reading, that you claim it. Know that I'm thinking of you, and I'll see you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Kyanite, group number 3, which is this gorgeous blue textured crystal. I absolutely love this stone. this is a stone that brings clarity, that brings calmness, and also allows you to center your focus back onto important projects or responsibilities. But let's move into your reading to figure out what the good news is for you. So we have gratitude as well as legends, first and foremost, group number 3. So I can see here in legends that part of the good news is really connecting with somebody who inspires you greatly. So think someone who you look up to, being able to access that person, reaching out to that person, and them responding to you. Okay, so this could be, for example, some sort of celebrity, a coach, an author. This could be an athlete, someone who you look up to, who you feel has accomplished great things in their life. And I can see here that you're able to learn from them firsthand. But don't feel like it has to be a celebrity. This could, of course, also be a grandparent that you're able to spend more time with, or a parent who has more time to teach you new skills. Then we have a gratitude. So part of your amazing news is the fact that you are already grateful for all that you have. And that is something that seems so simple. But at the same time, it's like so many of us struggle deeply with feeling gratitude for what is already in our lives and for just like enjoying what's already there rather than constantly wanting more. So I do want you to know here in gratitude that this is amazing news, because the more grateful you can be for what you have in your life right now, the more likely you are to attract more scenarios of wealth and abundance into your life for yourself. Next, we have opportunity knocking. So this is exactly what I spoke about in gratitude. Because you're already gratitude, because you're almost like pre-grateful for what is yet to come, because you know what is yet to come is going to be good. I can see here in opportunity knocks, group number 3, that you have a lot of opportunities that are going to present themselves for you, and the universe wants you to go for it. Don't second guess. You've done the work to have these opportunities show up in your life. Don't ask yourself whether you deserve it or whether you're ready. Remind yourself of the fact that simply practicing gratitude is already something that a lot of people find very difficult. So you being able to do that, you are more than ready and deserving of these opportunities. Next, we have the 10 of Crystals reversed. So I do see here in the 10 of Crystals reversed that when it comes to your work, when it comes to your professional life, you have to make sure that you're not overexerting yourself and that you're taking some breaks. In the 10 of Crystals reversed, I can see that you may have been working so hard that you're very close to burnout, and that's not a situation you want to be in. So find a way to motivate yourself. I feel like something that a lot of people do not speak about very often is finding a way to, instead of moving closer and closer towards burnout, which is really feeling quite depressed, quite down, like you just can't keep going with work, instead of just resting, which is not always possible for all of us. Some of us are not very good at resting or stopping in our tracks. It actually makes us more anxious, and it doesn't help at all. Instead of that, channel your energy into feeling inspired about your work again. So if you feel like life has been all work and no play, but at the same time you know that putting down your work at a crucial time is going to make you even more anxious, try to turn your work into something more playful and try to find a way to make it more fun. Let's see, we have the Ace of Crystals. So a great way for you to embark on that is to get creative with different methods of making work more fun and making it more enjoyable. So think to yourself, for me, for example, this morning, I found that if I were to get up really early, like at 5, already work out, already make sure that I film a video for you guys, that would make me proud. That would make something that I would otherwise kind of like dread, getting up early and working out because it's cold. Who wants to work out early in the morning? Nobody really wants to do it in that very moment. But I just wrote myself a list the night before. I wrote down how proud I'm going to feel of myself. I wrote it down as though I had already accomplished it. And that is where gratitude comes into play, group number 3, and already being grateful ahead of time, already being grateful as if you had already had that accomplishment take place within your your life. So that is one thing that I see here that can move you out of any type of difficult situation emotionally, where it's like there are great things happening, but somehow you still feel like bleh. Somehow you still feel kind of down and you don't know why. You have to shift your energy and shift the way you think of your situation. Next, we have the finger. So in the finger, I can see here is that you're being warned of a problem. And that is one thing that resonates with the 10 of crystals. Okay, this is something that's happening in the future. You're not in a space where you're too far gone right now, group number 3. So don't worry about that. Don't feel as though you're already in a place where burnout is inevitably going to happen. That is not the case. You can still turn it around. See this as an opportunity. I can see here in the bear that if you fail to do so, there is definitely danger that is present. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to find a way to sugarcoat this, because I really pride myself on being an honest tarot reader. So I do want you to know here in the bear that if you fail to do so, if you fail to take action and make sure that you don't burn out, this is definitely going to be a very undesirable situation that your life transpires into, especially financially. I want you to know in the bear that financial misery is often something that the bear foretells in correspondence to the finger. This is all about warning you about financial misery, but just think about it. It makes sense. If you burn out and you can no longer work, you can no longer perform in your job, of course, you're not going to have any type of income. Next, we have the hand. So I can see here in the hand that you have to sometimes stretch out your hand and ask for assistance and guidance, ask for help. Don't be afraid to do so. Even if this means that you have to go to therapy because you're too uncomfortable asking a family member or a friend just for a shoulder to lean on, cry on, or for an open ear. It's not every issue that you feel comfortable with, and not everybody has family that they can count on in that way to not judge them and just be there for them. So find other ways to ask for help and kind of have assistance in your life. Next, we have the handshake. So I can see here in the handshake that a meeting with a stranger is really important. So you really might go to therapy for the first time, maybe for the millionth time. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It could also be you meeting up with somebody, finding some sort of group that you can connect with where you feel like there's a community. This can be online, this could be in person. I just see here overall that a stranger is going to impact your life for the better. After all, we're looking at good news. So I can definitely see that asking for help and being a part of a community where you feel like you're receiving support as well as understanding, that is going to further encourage you on your journey and further attract more good news into your life. Next, we have the Knight of Swords. So in the Knight of Swords, it is important for you to set boundaries and communicate them. That is what I see is going to help with your good news, and also to ensure that you're sometimes a little tough on yourself. Okay, so group number 3, we often say, oh, don't be so hard on yourself, but I do see here in the Knight of Swords, in conjunction to the rest of your reading, that this is not a time to be soft on yourself or to make excuses for self-sabotaging, to make excuses for you remaining in a little pity party instead of asking for help or finding a way to help yourself. You have to be stern right now at this point in your life when it comes to your mental health, as well as when it comes to taking care of yourself, to avoid falling further into a downward spiral. Next up, we have the chalices, the Page of Chalices. So this is all new territory for you. That is one thing that I see in the Page of Chalices. As you can see, we have this little puppy here. We have a young person who is in these emotional waters in this forest, away from home, away from being cozy, away from what they know. So that is what I mean with this being a new situation for you, but that's okay. New situations mean that they come with new opportunities. So allow yourself to embrace being in a new space emotionally, almost feeling like, oh my God, this is so awkward. I don't know what to do. Like, should I really go to therapy, or should I really become a part of this online community? Should I really reach out to this person about my issues? do it, group number 3. I see that part of your good news is learning to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to have new experiences, emotionally speaking, and not judging yourself for those. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little bear emoji down below in the comment section, as we did have the bear show up, and also just as a token of good luck, displaying that you understood what the bear means and why it showed up in your reading, and the bear emoji just almost being like a little pact for everyone who chose group number 3, that you find a way to make work tasks exciting rather than allowing tasks to become tedious and to start feeling like they're dragging you down. So group number 3, know that I'm thinking of you and that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Orchid Calcite, group number 4. Let's do a quick close-up of your stone. This is what it looks like. It's absolutely stunning. I love the Orchid Calcite. This is a stone that helps you find your passion, find your fire, find your energy, which may be part of your good news, but let's figure out what the cards have to say, shall we, group number 4? So we have competition as well as memories. Now, group number 4, I can definitely see here within competition that your courage is growing. That's part of the good news, and you're kind of beating the competition. You're leaving them in the dust. So whether that be at your workplace, whether that be in a space where you feel like you're competing to make a business successful that you started, that is where I see here in competition that through being courageous, you're able to push forward. I do see here in memories that part of the good news is feeling like you're very close to a loved one, even though maybe right now you're not able to physically be close for whatever reason. I do want you to know here in memories that part of your good news, group number 4, is that you no longer feel such a sense of grief and loss about memories of a loved one, but you feel more like being grateful that it even occurred and that it even happened for you, and being at peace with these memories. Next, we have good fortune. Group number 4, this is amazing news for you. This is truly good news. Who doesn't like good fortune? I can see here that through allowing yourself to be at peace, through allowing yourself to be courageous and feel strong, you are inviting magic and you are inviting good fortune in different areas of your life. So on one hand, when it comes to a space in your life where you feel like you've been competing with other people, so surpassing the competition or other people who you're in the race with, and then on the other hand, I definitely see good fortune when it comes to your emotional health and your bonds with other people, your feelings about your relationships with other people who are in your life. But let's figure out what else is amazing news that's here for you, group number 4. So we have these scales. I can see here in these scales that part of your good news is that life is moving into balance. And that's maybe something that you feel like you haven't experienced in a while, maybe due to the fact that you can't leave your house as much, or you can't do the things that you used to love to do. Maybe you can't see loved ones as often, and that really distresses you. But I do see here in the scales that part of your good news, group number 4, is knowing that things are going to come back to normalcy. I can see here in the skull that there have been hidden secrets that could potentially harm you. Let's figure out more about that situation, group number 4, and why this is a part of your good news reading. So the skull is all about that hidden secret that could harm you. Let's see what else just popped right out of the pile of cards. So we have the lily. So I can see here in the lily that the fact that these secrets, hidden secrets that could harm you, I can see in correspondence to the lily that them coming to light is something that is allowing you to be spiritually more interconnected. I do also see here in the lion that rather than feeling like there's something hidden, know that now's a time that you can act. Know that now's a time that you can take matters into your own hands. So because of this spiritual openness and love that we also have depicted in the lily, you're able to bring forth secrets secrets and things that you weren't aware of that could have potentially harmed you, but now you know that it's a time to act, and you know that it's in your power to act rather than to just be a victim of secrets or unexpected coincidences. I do see here in the lobster that what this hidden secret that could have harmed you is a financial pinch, is something becoming a little tighter financially for you. But because you're able to embrace the spiritual connection, because you're able to embrace things without judging them so much, I can see here that that gives you an opportunity to act and to not go into this situation where financially things are tight. I do see here in the man that this all has to do with dealings or a relationship with a man. So, for example, if you work closely with a man, if you work closely in a space where it's important for you to appease a man, or it's important for you to be in a favorable spot emotionally with this person, then do know here that knowing ahead of time that they're maybe not happy with your work performance, or that there's a different way in which you can please them, is going to stop you from being in such a financial pinch. So know that they're not going to let you go of your job, group number 4, and know that you're most likely going to be promoted the more you act and the more you beat the competition and you stick out from the crowd in a positive way. And also, if you're running your own business, this will allow you to get better prices. This will allow you to get better deals with this man, with these dealings with this male subject within your life. I can see here in the 10 of Diamonds reversed that this is going to lead you to a space where you are in financial control again. So this is the amazing news coming for you, you being able to kind of like just avoid these secrets that could harm you, just avoiding this financial pinch. And you will look back at this reading and think to yourself, yes, okay, I saw it coming, but I was able to duck. I was able to be courageous and act and not feel so stifled by competition or fear. Next, we have the 10 of Cups reversed. So I can see here in conjunction to this man with whom you have this relationship professionally, upon which part of your financial gain depends. I do see here in the 10 of Cups reversed that your relationship is going to end up being really strengthened. The 10 of Cups is often a indicator for a romantic relationship, but do know here in conjunction to the man and your relationship with this man that we spoke about, this just means that your platonic relationship is being strengthened and that his confidence in you is being restored and is being elevated. Next, we have the Death card reversed. So I do see here in the Death card reversed that the great news coming for you, group number 4, is almost like being able to start on a fresh note, especially if this is a boss, if this is somebody who you work closely with, and like I said, their decisions have an impact on you financially. I see here in the Death card reverse that this is really amazing, good news for you, group number 4, as it allows the relationship to start over and for trust to be restored, for their kind of like confidence in you to be restored to a place where they feel like they can count on you. Last but not least, we have the King of Swords reversed. So you using just the right amount of pressure and just the right amount of dedication to get to this place is the amazing news, because the King of Swords upright is actually a card that just has really masculine energy. We have the swords, which is a masculine symbol. We have the King of Swords, which again has very phallic, also known as masculine energy. So I do see here in the King of Swords reverse, in conjunction to the rest of your reading, group number 4, that you're able to be outspoken, direct, decisive, and assertive, but at the same time, do it in a sense that it doesn't feel like you're overcompensating. You're being very diplomatic about how you speak in your work relationship. You're being very diplomatic about how you communicate with people upon which you depend. So think a landlord, think a boss, think a business partner, like we spoke about in the man. And because you're not overcompensating, because you're not trying too hard to match their phallic energy that we spoke about in the man, that gives them a lot of confidence in you, because nobody likes a business partner or just someone who they're dealing with who is overly try hard, who is trying to match their energy even though it's very unnatural. So I can see here in the King of Swords that you're finding your own way to be assertive and decisive, and rather than them feeling like you're being aggressive or loud or trying really hard, they respect you for your choices, and they respect you for knowing your own way of communicating clearly and saying what it is that you want, and at the same time setting yourself apart from any type of competition. So group number 4, think promotion, think financially being able to avoid a really bad situation, and instead actually strengthening your relationships in your professional life and your career, and also making new connections. Now group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little tiger emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you ended up choosing. Now group number 4, know that I'm thinking of you and sending you so much love and prosperity, and I'll see you in another one of my videos.